In recent days, the Taiwanese Army has publicized the prototype of the M60A3 tank after the upgrade. It must be said that the Taiwan Army has more than 400 M60A3 series tanks. If all of them are technically upgraded, the difficulty for the PLA amphibious landing force will be further increased. So the M60A3 series tanks, technical upgrades after the comprehensive performance in the end. How? Today we will talk about the development of Taiwan's Army tanks and the comparison with the PLA's Army tanks. First of all, let's talk about the Taiwanese Army's tanks. As of March 2025, the Taiwan Army has 38 M1A2T main battle tanks, more than 460 M60A3 TTS tanks, 450 cm 11 tanks, 100 cm 12 tanks, and 50 M41D ZIF tanks. The total of more than 1,100 tanks is not small in terms of the number of tanks, but the number of advanced tanks is small. Taking the M1A2T main battle tank as an example, Taiwan has imported a total of 108 units from the US, and has delivered 38 units so far. Before the delivery of M1A2T, M60A3 belongs to the absolute mainstay model of Taiwan Army. So, what exactly is the technical level of the Taiwanese Army's M60A3? The M60 series of main battle tanks belongs to the second generation of main battle tanks developed by the United States in the 1960s and 1970s, which is roughly equivalent to the T-62 series of tanks developed by the Soviet Union. The M60A3 belongs to the last improvement of the M60 series of tanks. The M60A3 is the last of the M60 series of tanks, with a combat weight of 52 tons, which is comparable to that of the earlier Type 99. The M60A3 is armed with a 105mm rifled gun, which is basically the standard for second-generation tanks in all countries. In terms of powertrain, it uses a 750 horsepower diesel engine. The use of a 750 horsepower engine in a 52-ton main battle tank determines the level of maneuverability, obstacle crossing ability, and other aspects of this series of tanks. In 1994, Taiwan received a total of more than 460 M60A3s from the US to be delivered one after another. Since the 1990s, it has been the absolute mainstay model of the Taiwanese Army. To be fair and objective, the performance of the M60A3 is roughly comparable to that of the Type 880 of the PLA forces. Of course, some aspects have some technical advantages. In the 1990s and early 2000s, relying on more than 400 M60A3s, the Taiwanese Army did have a certain performance advantage. However, since the early 21st century, the PLA forces have begun to equip the 96 series and 99 series of main battle tanks in bulk. According to foreign media speculation, the total number of tanks equipped with the two series of tanks mentioned above exceeds 4,000 units. Especially the 99A type main battle tanks launched after 2010 are very well equipped in all aspects and rank very high in the world's third-generation tank comparison. As for the Taiwan Army, from 1994 to 2024, 30 years have passed. The main tank model is still the M60A3. From all aspects, the performance of the M60A3 has lagged behind. Facing the PLA Army's Type 99 and Type 96A main battle tanks, the Taiwanese Army has no technological advantage. As early as 2017, Taiwan had begun preparations for a technical upgrade of the M60A3. However, this plan was only advanced step by step after 2021. Back then, a series of Taiwanese media outlets reported that the M60A3 was retrofitted with an American 120mm smoothbore gun, among other things. Later it turned out to be the same conventional 105mm line-bored gun. In recent days, the Taiwanese Army has publicized the prototype of the M60A3 after the upgrade. So how does the upgraded M60A3 really perform? Judging from the various photos released so far, the core of the Taiwanese Army's upgrade focuses on three major areas. The power system was replaced with a 950 horsepower diesel engine. The turret was fitted with welded composite armor, and it was equipped with a new, self-developed fire control system. However, the limitations of these improvements are obvious. Although the engine power has been increased from 750 horsepower to 950 horsepower, due to the use of the old transmission, the actual output power only reaches 950 horsepower, with a unit power of about 18.3 horsepower/ton, which is slightly better than the original version's 14.4 horsepower/ton, but much lower than the PLA's Type 96's 23.8 horsepower/ton and Type 99's 25.9 horsepower/ton. In terms of protection, The new composite armor is derived from the Clouded Leopard armored vehicle technology, which can only withstand small-caliber machine guns, and is not equipped with explosive reactive armor, making it still vulnerable in the face of the PLA's 105mm armor-piercing rounds. Taiwan media even admitted that the upgraded M60A3 is only expected to be able to fight the PLA's 29-ton ZTD-05 amphibious assault vehicle, not a main battle tank. The biggest shortcoming of the upgrade is the stagnation of the firepower system. The M60A3 still retains the US-made M68 105mm line bore gun, and its armor-piercing capability has only been improved by new ammunition. However, the PLA 59D tank is equipped with a 94 105mm gun, which has a penetration depth of 540mm at 2,000 meters when using Type 93 armor-piercing rounds, far exceeding the Taiwan Army's upgraded M60A3's protection level of about 400mm, and it can also fire artillery missiles that have a range of 5,200 meters and an armor-breaking depth of 700mm. Even though the Taiwan Army claims to have upgraded its fire control system, its specific performance parameters have never been disclosed. While the PLA 59D was equipped with a second-generation point-of-light injection fire control system as early as 20 years ago, with the ability to strike dynamic targets day and night. Compared with the PLA's current tanks, the M60A3's upgrade is more like making up for the old. The PLA Army has installed more than 4,000 third-generation main battle tanks, of which 99 type is equipped with a 1,500 horsepower engine, 125mm smoothbore gun and modular composite armor, and its armor-piercing rounds can penetrate 800mm homogeneous steel armor at 2,000 meters. 96 type is a second-generation half-tank, but the level of information technology and firepower still comprehensively suppresses the M60A3. What's more crucial is that the PLA's armor force has already formed a land and air integration system. Land and air is one combat system, VZ-10, Red Arrow 10 anti-tank missiles, Attack-2 drones and cruise missile clusters constitute a multi-level anti-armor network. The experience of the Russian-Ukrainian conflict shows that the survival rate of traditional tanks in front of drones and smart munitions has plummeted, while the Taiwan Army is still pouring resources into tank upgrades, which has been criticized by the island's military fans as ignoring future battlefield trends. From a strategic perspective, the Taiwan Army's tank upgrade program reflects the structural difficulties of its equipment development. Of the 460 M60A3s, only 200 have been upgraded, while the rest in 450 cm 11 Brave Tiger tanks need to be maintained with life extensions, and the procurement of 108 M1A2Ts is difficult to form a large-scale advantage due to the slow delivery of these tanks and their high cost. The Taiwanese Army had fantasized about using Ukrainian technology to produce the tanks. Taiwan's Army had fantasized about transplanting the T-84 turret and 6TD2 engine through Ukrainian technology to create the M60U super tank, and even assessed its protection against 96A tanks, but geopolitical and technological barriers have reduced the program to a paper exercise. On the contrary, the PLA 15 type light tanks, 11 type wheeled assault vehicles, and far-flung systems have been realized amphibious landing and deep strike tactical convergence. Taiwan's army tried to beachhead tanks to block the landing of the concept, in the context of modern warfare, is almost futile. The paradox of history is that the upgrading trajectory of the Taiwanese Army's M60A3 is a microcosm of its overall defense, struggling with a limited budget and technological dependence, but unable to escape the generation gap. When the plot is systematic combat capabilities to reshape the rules of the battlefield, the Taiwan Army is still stuck in the performance of a single weapon local optimization. This tactical diligence to cover up the strategic laziness of upgrading, in the end, cannot be reversed in the face of the absolute disadvantage of the ability to face the full range of combat.